Hello, friends. I have an article that was in yesterday's paper, and I'm going to go over it. And it is a child-free article. In fact, it is about restaurants who do not allow children, minors, at their facility. Okay, so more than a few restaurants don't want kids in the dining room, but they're not always clear about their policies online. A place at the table. There may be more restaurants than you think in Pittsburgh that either ban young children or frown upon them. But good luck figuring out the policy before you get to the restaurant. The issue resurfaced after NPR Morning Edition host Steve Inskeep was turned away by an unnamed Pittsburgh restaurant over the weekend when he was told his family was not welcome. Its policy does not allow kids under 6 years old into the dining room. There are obvious reasons that restaurants won't allow kids, such as Burn by Rocky Patel on the North Shore. No one under 21 is allowed inside, says an employee. It's more of a cigar bar and a club than a restaurant. There's nothing on the Burn website indicating that minors aren't allowed. Tequila Cowboy, located next to Burn, hosts children during the day, especially on its outdoor patios in nice weather. But no one under 21 is allowed after 9 p.m. Grandview Saloon and Cole House Steakhouse on Mount Washington implemented the no kids policy for children under 5 or 6 years ago, said an employee, and it's primarily for safety reasons. There are a lot of stairs, banisters, and railings that could be hazardous for young kids, especially if they're running around out of arm's reach from their guardians. Absolutely. The restaurant doesn't note the policy on its website. So that is the gist of this article, is that websites were not very clear, and they really should be. In fact, they should be very blunt about the no kids policy. The policy for restaurants in the North Shore's Rivers Casino is less clear. It took 2 days for a spokesperson to respond. No one under age of 21 is allowed in the casino or parking garage. That also means the restaurants Andrew's Steak and Seafood House and Wheelhouse Bar and Grill. Now, the one thing I do want to mention about the casino, is that there are signs all over the place about the casino being 21 and over. They were in the parking garage, they were in the elevators. You cannot even get past the security at the casino if you have a child. And there are notifications in the parking garage that children are not allowed to be placed in cars and left in cars while parents go in and gamble. So I have seen those signs myself. And, I take note of those signs because, it is basically child abuse if you leave a child in a car because they are not allowed to be in the casino floor, and you want to gamble, and you don't want to hire a babysitter or find a family member, and you want to leave them in the car. That is outrageous. Any pedophile lurking, any creep could see those children and exploit them or lure them. So, it's very clear at the casino that children are not allowed. So I don't know why it's it's a question, because it was very clear to me, and I'm child free. Okay, so when a restaurant doesn't articulate its child policy on its website, Facebook, or OpenTable pages, it sets up diners with kids for an embarrassing, or at very least, inconvenient exchange. So you can't blame Mr. Inskeep for his online tone when he was rejected from the first spot he tried on a recent visit. Okay, if you're a parent and you want to go out to eat and you want to dine at a restaurant with, 10, 15, 20, $40 entrees, you have no right bringing a child, especially, after 6 p.m. Children should be in bed. Children should be at home. Children should be with their grandparents or with a babysitter or with a nanny. It is very irresponsible. It is very unfair to all other diners who want to eat in peace and who want to enjoy themselves for you to bring a baby, a toddler, or a young child. And when I say a young child, I mean somebody under the age of 13. Children do not want to be at a restaurant. That is not something that they appreciate. So if you go out other than places like McDonald's, Denny's, or Chuck E. Cheese's, just consider yourself unwelcome and consider that other patrons will not value your presence. While no kid policies may seem inhospitable, a restaurant has a right to such rules provided it is not discriminating against a protected class, such as gender, ethnicity, religion, or race. And when it comes to no kids, some diners prefer it. Last year, Caruso's, an Italian restaurant in North Carolina, implemented a policy. When a little girl wouldn't turn down the volume on her iPad, the Washington Post reported. Despite requests from the staff, the owner told the Post they asked the family to leave. Following the No Kids Under 5 ban, the restaurant saw a dramatic increase in reservations, who at the time said Caruso's had seen a spike in diners from about 50 per day to around 100. There's a local example too, when Michael Vick, owner of the now closed McDane's restaurant in Monroeville, said he too saw an increase in customers in the 2 years he implemented the No Kids policy. But he closed the restaurant in 2013 for health reasons. I actually went to that restaurant and they're on their opening day of the No Kids policy, and it was absolutely packed, and I really enjoyed myself. Some kids have less cut and dried rules, such as Taco and Tequila Destination Round Corner Cantina in Lawrenceville, a go-to summer spot for its inviting outdoor patio. Owner Derek Burnell said the restaurant doesn't allow children after 8 p.m. And then there's the issue of restaurants that seem like they wouldn't allow kids that are actually kid-friendly, like Bigham Tavern, where Mr. Inskeep ended up taking his family. Bigham Tavern upheld Pittsburgh honor, served everyone, and put fries on top of the salad. Woohoo! What garbage. In the name of Pittsburgh and all other Yinzers, I personally don't appreciate lowbrow food and fries on top of salads. But, to each his own. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So this article mainly addressed the fact that it wasn't clear on websites whether children were allowed. But I think parents should err on the side of caution and be conservative and just expect that other diners do not appreciate the squeals, the screams of toddlers, babies, and young children, nor do they appreciate their inattentive distractiveness, such as with playing games on iPads and other devices. So children do not want to be out with their parents who have different agendas. They just tag along their children because they don't want to pay for babysitters, and basically because they don't want to parent up. And people who don't want to parent up and realize that they are now a parent, they are not any longer single, they are not any longer a child-free couple. They are parents with children, and they have obligations to those children, and going out to eat on weekends after 6 or 7 p.m. is not suitable for young children. So thank you for watching my video.